Greetings, everybody, and welcome into another rousing edition of Ineffably Sublime. I am your host, Deej, and with me, as per usual, is Spirit of the Woodpecker.
Good morning. Still not going to tell anybody the woodpecker
No,
story
not
just
yet.
yet. I think we'll
Not
wait
yet.
till after the holidays. That's a good,
Okay.
yeah, it's a good post-holiday. But then again, maybe I will. I don't know. Maybe it'll be a Christmas treat. We get
Oh,
enough
there you go.
listeners, get enough people to listen. They're gonna hear why I'm called the woodpecker.
There you go.
Spirit of the
And then,
woodpecker.
so one of the things in here is about biding your time. I think we might be talking about that today. So,
I,
we're biding our times. Mitch is waiting with bated breath.
oh, my breath is very baited right now.
So today, folks, we are going to be going over the exploration of phrases people use wrong, or the phrases that we use every day that are either spoken incorrectly or used and we don't know why, or things of that nature. So, for those of you that are fond of my previous podcast, What Came Up, I did these all the time. They're always super interesting and very intuitive, I guess would be the right word, because people say these words a lot, or a phrase may come up and you're just like, why do we say that? Maybe you don't think about that, but I do.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
You definitely do.
Yeah, and I'll usually ask Mitch, and he goes, I don't know. Now everything we say to each other is save it for the show. Save it for the show.
we
So,
can't have a normal conversation at work anymore because we just start talking. And it's like, nope, save it. Gotta save it. Everything.
So we take our little happy notepad, write it down, and we end up reuniting here for a educational rendezvous.
Ooh.
Look at that.
I like that.
So thanks for joining us, folks. Let's get ready for another round of Ineffably Sublime.
All right. The first one we're going to talk about their etymological explorations, we call them. So this is one I'm sure, we've heard many times when somebody says, hey, just got to bite the bullet. So the origin of biting the bullet, it dates back to the 18th century and is believed to have originated from the practice of having soldiers bite on a bullet during surgery to endure the pain. So that makes sense. That's pretty common sense there. I mean, it's bite the bullet. You watch, war movies and, back in the day, they didn't really have, painkillers and shit. So you just pretty much bit into a bullet, or you'd see them bite into like leather belts or something. So
yeah, I was gonna say I've seen that when my dad took us on a family vacation to Colonial Williamsburg in Virginia, and they had like I don't know what you want to call it, and just like people in character in like an old village, and one of them was a doctor, and they had like a bite stick.
Oh, okay.
And just like a big thick piece of wood, they shove it in, into the mouth of the person that's getting some kind of surgery or some kind of like I don't know what you want to call it, like a amputation maybe.
Yeah.
And they just say, bite on this, and we're gonna cut your leg off.
There, I got my dogs barking. I knew it. It wasn't gonna take long till the dog started barking.
It's okay. I didn't even hear it, so it's all good.
Oh, didn't ya?
No, I didn't hear it at all.
Fantastic! This microphone is awesome. Then.
Yeah. I mean, I heard a little bit, but nothing crazy.
Yeah.
At some point, these listeners may hear my son upstairs just going crazy. So it is what it is.
It is.
All right. So number 2 here, we just talked about this at work the other day. That is why I ended up on this list. So bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. And this expression has its roots in medieval falconry, where a bird in the hand, which is a captured bird, was more valuable than 2 in the bush, which were potential prey, due to the uncertainty of capturing additional birds. All right, priorities.
Such a weird saying. Yeah.
I don't even know how where does that even come into play in normal everyday life?
Yeah. I don't think I've heard people say it, but it's just always been one of those where I just kind of laugh it off. It's been a long time since I've heard anyone say that.
So
But-
weird. I mean, I can't think of a single reason.
No. The captured bird and potential prey. Oh, well, you know what they say, bird in a hand is worth two in your bush. I don't get it. Yeah, I don't know how. I don't know how
Two in the
hell
bush.
that would. What did I say? I said your bush.
In your bush.
That's all right. Someone's bush. So yeah, I don't know why. Oh.
Yeah, I can't think of a single
hell.
reason.
No.
Now I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna use it
Yeah.
all the time as the crow flies.
That's
That one should be on here. I don't know
it
why we
should
didn't put-
be. Wow. Yeah, like I want to see where. Didn't you say you found like a website or something where you type in a phrase and it'll pop up like in movies or shows, it'll pop up like when that is used?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we need to do that with this because it's one of those, I just remember hearing people say it doesn't make sense, but I'm trying to think like in a movie, like where would this have been said?
I know
Or-
one movie where it was said, but in the context of it, I have absolutely no idea.
Yeah.
But in the movie Bruce Almighty, he says
okay.
this.
Ah,
Hold on, I'm gonna look it up because he says something. Like he says it like sarcastically,
mm-hmm.
but I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, okay. So here it is. This is the idiom: "A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush," is used in the movie Bruce Almighty. The idiom means that it is better to keep what you have than risk losing it by trying to get something better.
So keep the bird
So-
in your hand. You're better off with the bird in your hand than the two birds that are in the bush.
Right. So the idiom's definition is that it is better to have small secured advantage than the possibility of a bigger one. It is
Oh.
better to stick with what you have than risking it for something greater. So quit while you're ahead.
Okay. All right. Well, that makes
That's-
sense then. Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
I still don't think I'd ever use that phrase, but that's all right.
Yeah, I mean that's it's be like winning the lottery and winning $5. Be like, should I take this $5 while I'm ahead, or spend it on another $5 and maybe
Yep.
just win the free ticket
Yeah. Yeah.
or nothing?
Exactly.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. All right, so now we got cats out of the bag, which I've heard we hear that all the time, and that's originating from market fraud. It refers to the practice of selling a pig in a sack. What? If the cat was let out instead, the deceit was revealed. So wait a minute. So they put pigs in sacks, but if a cat came out instead of a pig, how in the hell would you not realize if you're buying a pig that it's really a cat in there? Is that what, am I reading this right?
Yeah, I
Like-
guess.
Like, oh, here, I got this pig. And then a cat well, you're the freaking dumbass that thinks that a cat and a pig are like the same size. So that's stupid.
So the phrase "letting the cat out of the bag" is a colloquialism that means to reveal previously hidden facts.
Huh.
Can reveal to revealing a conspiracy to its target, letting an outsider into the inner circle of knowledge, or revealing a plot twist in a movie or play.
Yeah,
The phrase "curiosity killed the cat" is a proverb that warns of dangers of unnecessary investigation or experimentation.
Hmm.
So, okay.
A lot of cat related idioms out there. Not idioms or whatever the etymology.
Etymological.
Etymology. Yeah. I say idiom anyway. It's not the right word, but I can say that better than etymological. Etymological. But that's yeah.
That is
still-
interesting.
Yeah, that is pig in a
You
sack.
could use that for anything.
Yeah.
You could use any two things. Oh, looks like the frogs hopped out of the can. Like,
Looks like the
I don't
worm's
know.
out of the dirt. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know. That's
Yeah, I don't get it.
All right, so
But that's still
number 4.
yeah. No, I'm just still obsessed about this. If you're thinking you're gonna get a pig in a sack, but a cat comes out, that's really, I mean, yeah, it's deceit, but you're still a moron for thinking that that's an actual pig in there. I mean, that would have to be one big ass cat or a really tiny pig.
I mean, they have tiny pigs.
I guess, but still,
But my thought process is why a pig in place of a cat?
Yeah, I know.
Like cats were like pigs were currency, and the cats were like, these are counterfeit pigs. These.
Yeah. All right. I may obsess about that a little bit more, but we'll move on.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. Cost number 4: cost an arm and a leg. Although the exact origin is unclear, it is often linked to the high cost of portrait paintings in 18th and 19th centuries, where the more limbs that were depicted, the more expensive the artwork. Wow, that is not where I thought that was going.
No. The more limbs depicted, the more expensive the artwork. Huh.
So, okay, I mean, here I thought it was like as on the nose as humanly possible, you know.
Yeah.
If the gas costs an arm and a leg, you know, like you have to give your arm and your leg to get a gallon of gas these days. That's what I always thought. But
yeah,
this makes sense in terms of artwork. This makes perfect sense to me because I come from this field of you know, hobbyism, and where things like, you know, arms, legs, faces, things like that, they're very, very difficult to create properly.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, so if you're going to order a portrait and you want, you know, 10 people in the portrait, it's going to cost an arm and a leg because legs and arms are proportionally difficult to do and to make look good.
That makes a lot of sense.
That's why people in like the 3D printing world often, you know, you have like a bust that won't have arms because they're not easy to do.
Yeah.
And you have to get them proportionally correct because if you don't, then it just looks fucking weird.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very interesting. I never would have thought that's where that would have came from. But yeah, you're right. Because I am by no means even close to an artist. But I knew when I had that itch to do it back when I was 10, 11 years old. Yeah, my arms and legs looked like, you know, sausages. They were terrible looking. So, yeah, I could see that.
I can just, you know, just from painting all these models that I've done, like hands, arms, faces, very difficult.
Yeah.
I often just don't paint eyes unless it's a cartoon character because it's not easy to do.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that would be, that makes, like I said, that makes some sense there.
In the hobby world on TikTok, there is a TikTok sound that has gone viral in the past. And you haven't seen it, but you may have. If you're getting into a creator's page and they do crafting, the sound is often it costs that much because it takes me fucking hours. And there's a whole jingle involved with it.
I've heard that. I have heard that.
Yeah, it's very strange. Like,
yeah,
but it makes sense. You know, people often try to lowball you and wonder, like, why does it cost so much? Well, because it takes me fucking hours, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I gotta. You know, we wouldn't expect. They always say, like, if you're good at something, never do it for free. And I learned that advice from Hey Arnold, the TV show on Nickelodeon.
I've never watched that. That was right in my area where I stopped watching cartoons. So I ended up not watching. I know of Hey Arnold, but I never watched it.
Right. Well, his grandpa was absolutely batshit insane. All right, and this dude had some serious, like bowel problems.
What?
Or he had an allergy to raspberries. I don't know. He was always like leaving the room. Anytime he'd leave the room, his stomach would grumble and he'd go, "Oh, never eat raspberries," and then he'd leave. So you're just like, this dude's going to shit because he ate raspberries. Like, brother, quit eating them. Like, he did it all the time, man. It was super weird.
Oh my god. I want to watch this now.
It's very strange. He always did it. He'd never eat raspberries. And you'd hear his stomach would grumble and he'd go, "Oh, never eat raspberries." And then he'd fucking leave the room. Like, okay. Nobody ever commented on it. Nobody ever said, like, why is he always doing that?
It's like, why doesn't the bastard stop eating raspberries if he's going to shit himself?
Yeah, super weird. But anyway, his grandfather said that when if you're good at something, never do it for free.
Yeah.
And I never forgot that.
Yeah.
Always made sense to me.
It makes perfect sense. Yeah, like I said, doing any sort of artwork, like the coloring that you do for your 3D. I don't know how you do it, man, because that takes a lot of patience and skill, and I don't have either one. That's very admirable. The
It's
amount of work.
yeah, it's not easy to do. And I'll be perfectly honest with you, man. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah. Well, you look like you do. When it's done, they all look great.
I just kind of throw paint on them and be like, oh, that looks nice. No, I just had a client. I just had a customer contact me this morning that I've had a project for him going for absolute months, and I cannot, for the life of me, paint leopard print.
Really?
I can't do it, dude. It is not easy to do. It's so random and so all over the place. And he wanted an action figure of himself. And he has like leopard print all over him. And I'm like, bro, I can't do it. Like, I don't know what you want from me. Like, I have been trying. I said, the only thing I can do is either just not charge you the additional money and give it to you as is, or what? He's like, oh, just do whatever you want to do. I'm like, well, I need you to make that decision. Like, do you want me to paint over the leopard print that doesn't look like leopard print, or do you want me to just keep it as it is? And this is for you to display, and this is my work that you're going to be like, look what I got from this guy. Like,
right.
And I'm not comfortable with you just showing everybody like, hey, this guy can't paint leopard print because it's not easy to paint. Like,
yeah, I never would have thought that. You see leopard print, and by just looking at it, you would think it would be easy, but that's just one of those things that, you just, and you watch the videos of people drawing things. Oh, here's beginners how to draw like a hand. I just saw a TikTok not too long ago where somebody's like, yeah, it's really easy to draw a hand. Just do this. It's not that easy. That's not even close.
No, you got to have the natural ability to glide your hand, where it needs to be to get to what you're trying to do.
Yeah, and that's what I would have thought with leopard print. It's like, well, that looks easy until you actually try it, and it's not easy at all.
No, not even close.
Huh. God damn. That is crazy shit. It's blue emerald walnut. That's how it is.
Blue emerald walnut.
Yeah.
I love it.
That was 6 out of 10, I think, wasn't it? I think
6 out of 10 is blue diamond walnut.
Blue diamond. Dang it.
Yeah, blue diamond walnuts.
I was trying to go nuts without looking at the chart.
It's okay.
I got two of the 3 words right. It was blue diamond walnut. Okay.
Blue diamond, yeah.
And what did we say that was? 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10, yeah.
Okay. All right. I got almost all that right. I'm pretty proud of myself, really. Oh. All right. So now we're going to number 5. Cock of the walk. And we got that as, I just lost it here. Oh my God, my wording got all weird here on me. So cock of the walk is the phrase that likely originated from the behavior of a dominant rooster strutting proudly among hens, symbolizing confidence and dominance. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, so I was just called this the other day.
Yes, you were.
By our esteemed shift lead. This guy's got the cock of the walk. I don't even know what the hell I was doing, but he said that. I said, I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, I came in too late, so I didn't know in what way he called you that. I just remember coming in and hearing you being like, what the hell are you talking about? I've never heard that term.
Yeah, no.
And then when you said it to me, I'm like, oh yeah, well, yeah, I've heard that.
Yep, not a thing for me. That's okay though. I mean, I will take it as a compliment.
Yeah. Yep. So that one's a pretty easy one. Pretty common sense. Pretty, don't really need to dive much more into that one. Right.
Let's see. Number 6, hit the hay. This expression comes from the practice of using hay as bedding. Going to bed meant literally hitting the hay. So yeah, that one makes sense. I never really thought, why are we, here's my problem with these. Why the fuck are we still using these? Like,
I think it just passes down from generation to generation. You want
So
to...
that's, you know how long it's been since we slept on hay, bro?
Oh, I'd say what, about at least 200 years?
Why are
100,
we still
100?
using this phrase?
Yeah. Yeah. It's just one of those. One thing that I regret more than anything is not writing down sayings that my grandparents used to say. You know, so
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that maybe is like a more broader kind of thing. Like, I'd always be like, oh my God, my pap used to always say this, you know, and I could never remember. So maybe like in a more broader sense, we just as a society want to still hold on to the past and say things from the 1800s and shit. I don't know. Maybe it's kind of what nostalgia. That was the word I wanted to say, nostalgia.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense, but it's just like
It's still...
I've never
wait.
used it.
Yeah.
Like, or I would have absolutely no reason.
I use it.
Yeah, but like,
Yeah.
but like,
But it sounds
I
a
don't
lot
think I've
better.
ever.
Well, it sounds better than saying, well, time to hit the memory foam, or, you know, hit the springs.
But
you know.
okay, well, there's also hit the sack. Why is the bed called the sack?
That is true. Do you know that I've also heard it called fart sack?
Really?
Have you ever heard that?
No.
Swear to God. Me and Autumn were dating. It's like every week. Every week I've got an Autumn story. And we were getting ready to go to bed. She's like, well, time to hit the old fart sack. And I'm like, fuck. I'm like, are you going to punch my asshole or something? Like, what the hell are you talking about? She's like, oh, it's time to go to bed. And I'm like, what the hell do you mean fart sack? She's like, I don't know. She's like, my pap used to say it. She's like, so that's what I say, you know. So we'll say fart sack sometimes.
And I've never heard that.
Yeah. I think her dad also used to say that too. Oh, her
Huh.
dad's got he's got some crazy ass sayings. We'll get into those, I'm sure, at some point. But yeah, hit the hay, hit the sack, any of that. Yeah, so were beds, well, they weren't. Oh, let's see. A sack would be.
So fart sack is like a sleeping bag.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But according to this, slangdefined.com,
Okay.
number 1, sleeping bag, especially a heavily insulated military issue bag.
Okay.
Example, my ass is going to hit the fart sack.
So it's real. That is crazy. So it was a military term then, fart sack.
Yeah.
A military grade sleeping bag. No shit. Wow. Huh.
The number 6 definition is a one-piece blanket sleeper for toddlers, usually zipped up the front. Pant legs are not open at the ankle, but usually enclosed with a white slipper-like footies worn in the wintertime to keep smaller kids who might kick off their covers at night warm and snuggly.
That sounds like a onesie.
My mom zipped up little Fred into the powder blue Winnie the Pooh fart sack. Wow.
Oh. Yeah, like you said, it sounds like a onesie, basically. You said it's got leg, but it doesn't have feet. Or how do you... Yeah.
Yeah, like a little onesie.
Yeah.
My son wears them all the time.
Yeah. Oh, I'd love to have a onesie. Wish they made adult onesies. I used to have a Darth
Oh, they make
Vader
adult
onesie.
onesies.
Yeah, I did have
They
a Darth
for sure
Vader
do
zip
it.
up one. I won one with the open butt flaps too. That would be the way to go right there.
Yeah, but are you really gonna do that? You really gonna use
No,
that?
I'm never gonna do it.
You're
It's
gonna
just-
unbutton your ass and that's
No,
man.
no. I was
TMI,
trying to-
but maybe
Yeah.
TMI. But I've had some violent movements that I'm like, I don't know if this is gonna be safe to go sit back down on the
yeah,
couch after I'm done.
but maybe. But if you're wearing a onesie and you say you have to go twos really bad, the butt flap would be ideal. But it's gonna be, how often are you really gonna use it? I mean, in all honesty.
Okay, all right. Let's
Yeah.
say, for example,
Okay.
you have to really go.
Yeah.
All right. that butt flap's either got to be A, Velcro, or B, zipper.
Oh,
Because I am
was figuring it'd
not
just be-
like snap buttons.
Yeah.
Okay, if it's snap buttons, that's different. If it's some fucking buttons where you have to like pull it through the fabric,
Oh, no,
sorry,
no, no,
brother. I'm not taking that off like that.
no. No, I'm in my head. My butt flap would always be snaps. About 4 on the top, I think, 1 on each side. You know, I could just grab and just pull down really quick and air it
that
out.
would,
and
yeah, that'd be the way
do
to
what I
do
gotta
it.
do. Yeah. Velcro, no, I don't think.
But
I don't think-
this also implies that you are not wearing underwear under there.
Oh yeah, and I probably would. I can't go commando very often. It doesn't feel right.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's
so
weird.
that would make it even more difficult.
People were
'Cause you're-
so weird back in the day.
You got that right. Wow, that is still crazy that it was. So I just thought Autumn was out of her mind by calling it fart sack, and it's another one of those. I never thought of even looking it up. I just brushed it off and like, all right, well, that's what you call it. The learning of this, the stuff that we learn here is amazing.
Right. So in regard to hit the sack,
Yeah.
the term sack is slang for bed, obviously. So it is believed to have originated from the fact that people used to sleep on large sacks filled with hay and or straw. The term hit the sack is thought to have come from the practice of hitting the bed to fluff it up.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's been used as slang for bed since the 1940s.
Really?
Yeah.
Since the 40s. I would have
Since
figured it
the
would have been.
40s.
I was figuring like 1800s. It would have originated. What the hell
Right.
did he sleep on in the 1800s? It would have been hay.
I mean, yeah, they probably just weren't thinking
They just
about
weren't
using slang. Like,
Yeah. Wow.
that's my guess.
Yeah.
Because you can still hear it today. People will be like, "Oh, he's good in the sack." Like, okay, sure.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Now we're just using sacks of memory foam, I guess. Like,
At least I don't think you want to hear he's good in the fart sack. That would be really gross.
yeah. I mean, sure. I don't even know, man.
I
That
don't know either.
fart sack. I've never heard that. I love it.
It is.
Time to hit the old fart sack.
It's time to hit the fart. Yep. Like I said, we were dating at the time. I'm like, man, this chick is weird. Yeah.
Hey, man. And now you're married.
And we're married, and I use the term just as much as she does.
Right.
Yep.
Imagine having to go back out there and try to get another wife someday.
Oh, it would never happen.
And you'd like, time to hit the old fart sack. Be like, what the fuck?
this guy is.
This guy.
He is off. Well, they would just have to look at me, and they would know already that they're like, all right, something's not jiving with this fella. And then once I start talking, and then it would be over by then. Yeah. I'll be alone.
Great. Mitch, great segue. Down here in the list,
Yeah.
we have the word jiving.
Oh.
Commonly misused phrases, jive with is incorrect.
What's it supposed to be?
Jibe.
Jibe with a B.
Jibe.
Well, what the hell does it mean to jibe? I gotta.
That's what that means.
Wow. So forever, I don't think I've heard anybody say jibe. I thought it always be jive. That is, oh my God. So what it is, jibe. Jibe definition is. Let's just keep saying variant spelling. What does it mean in slang? It just means to be compatible with or similar to. All right. So jibe, yeah. I guess that makes sense. I'm still using jive.
I mean, that's fine.
Yep.
It's like vibe.
Yeah. Yep. Killing the vibe.
Killing the jibe.
Killing the jibe.
Word.
Wow.
Words are so fucking weird.
They are weird.
All right, let's get back up to the top. Number 7, jump the bandwagon. In the 19th century, politicians used bandwagons during parade. Jumping on the bandwagon meant showing support for a popular cause. Okay, so
Yeah.
I mean this is pretty flat out. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't know what bandwagon meant, but now bandwagoning is a cognitive bias that is frowned upon. And again, not to keep mentioning it, but the reason that I can't get into sports nowadays is because I refuse to be a bandwagoner. I have actively been a hater of sports for so many years that I feel like if I got into it now, people would be like, this guy doesn't give a shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's why you would try to, purposely root for somebody that sucks. But where would the fun be in that?
Absolutely nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
I don't even think it's fun to root for somebody that doesn't suck.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not going to get into the sports thing. I was getting ready to say something, but now we'll save that. We'll save it.
We'll save it for the debate.
Yeah. Yeah. Because there's a lot of bandwagon when you say jump on it and off it. Don't they talk about that when they like when somebody I always do this Seinfeld episode. There was the one episode where Elaine's boyfriend was an alcoholic, and then Jerry misplaced the drink. The guy ended up drinking it, became an alcoholic again. So they're like, well, is he off the wagon or is he on the wagon?
That would be different.
Yeah, it's a different meaning or different slang, because it's not bandwagon, it's just wagon. So I always got those kind of confused. Like, when it came to stuff like that.
Let's see. The phrase originated in the early 20th century. The original form was to be on the water wagon, which meant to the speaker was abstaining from alcohol and drinking water instead. As water wagons became less common, the phrase just became wagon.
Okay. All right. A lot of wagon related. Cats and wagons. That's all it was back then.
Cats and wagon.
Cats and wagons. There's episode 3, cats and wagons. But I mean, cats and sacks. Then you got cats and wagons, or not cats and wagons, but then you just got wagons. There might be cats and wagons. I don't know. But
it's raining cats and wagons out there.
Yeah. All right. So now we got number 8, kick the bucket. Oh, wow. This is kind of dark. It's believed to trace back to the act of a person standing on a bucket while hanging themselves. The bucket
so you disappeared for a minute at the beginning. The phrase is kick the bucket. Yeah.
Oh, did I? Oh, I'm sorry. I wonder what happened there. Yeah. So
yeah,
the phrase is kick the bucket. Kick the bucket. It's believed to trace back to the act of a person standing on a bucket while hanging themselves. The bucket was kicked away to complete the act. So really, if you want to say somebody, you really want to use the say, if somebody killed themselves, to kick the bucket.
Right. I also have heard, now this could be completely wrong because it never showed up in any of my things, but I've also heard that this is related to the butchering of animals.
Oh.
So, like when they're hanging in a like a meat butchering facility, like an industrious one, there would, I guess, be buckets hanging there too. And like when they would, when they would cut the throat to drain the animal, the body would kind of spasm, and it would kick the bucket that was hanging. And that's how they knew like that animal was dead.
God damn.
Or dying.
Oof.
Dark.
That's not fun. There's no humor in that.
No, not at all.
No.
But that is why we say that.
Okay, yeah. Yep.
So, number 9, the nest egg. This term is originated from placing a real or fake egg in a nest to encourage hens to lay more. It has evolved to represent savings set aside for the future.
That's
All right.
very smart.
That is smart. I never really thought about the origin of that word.
No, it's one of those with a lot of these, not a lot, but with some of them, if you really just read it, just read the phrase and it's like, all right, it makes sense. But it's still one of those, though, you don't think of it. It's like, yeah, we say it, but what the hell does it mean? And where does it, where did it originate? But it's still one of those, it's, I think I've said common sense about 3 or 4 times already, but that's really what it is. But it's common sense, but yet it's fascinating. It's kind of like a combo of the two, I find.
Sure.
Yeah, because like I said, this nest egg, it's like, well, yeah, no shit, that's what that means. But still, it's like, all right, well, that's kind of cool.
I mean, I never would have thought that that's where it originated.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
It does.
Sure.
Yeah. So now we got off one's rocker. This phrase likely comes from the idea of being off a rocking chair, suggesting someone who is mentally unstable or crazy. Idea of being off of a rocking chair. Now,
Oh, this implies that rocking in a rocking chair is just the most docile thing.
yeah.
The most docile and complacent and lucid thing that a person can do.
Everybody does it. Everybody sits in a rocking chair. That's humdrum, ho-hum. Yeah.
So if you get up and you proclaim something absolutely wild, like, so there ain't no cat in that bag, that's a pig. Or I'm sorry, there ain't no pig in that bag, that's a cat. Be like, you are off your fucking rocker.
That's a cat in that sack. And I'm not going to eat those raspberries.
Right, that's
right there.
Fuck the rocker, bro.
Did Arnold's grandfather sit in a rocking chair after he got up and had to blow ass? And after he's, right there.
I'm gonna have to go back and look. Was he always sitting in a rocking? No, he would always just like come in the room and give advice, and then be like, "Oh, never eat raspberries," and then just leave.
That is. I can't stop laughing about that.
It's very strange.
Oh my god. Any poop related joke to me, I'd laugh ridiculously too hard.
They never mentioned, I want to know more.
Yeah.
Why? Did he have a raspberry allergy? Like,
yeah, he's like people are lactose intolerant. Maybe he's raspberry intolerant. Berry intolerant.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Berry intolerant. Good Lord. Number 11. Number 11, piece of cake. So for some reason, the origin is unclear. It is believed to have roots in 19th century when cake was seen as simple and an enjoyable treat. It's as easy as eating a piece of cake.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That could go right alongside, perpendicular to stealing candy from a baby, which I've excluded from this because, it's the same thing. The only one that should be added to this is shooting fish in a barrel, because that bullets ricochet off water, you idiots.
Well, nobody ever said that the fish are in the water in the barrel. Maybe they're just flopping fish in a barrel. I don't know.
Why would you be shooting them?
People are weird. People are mistaking cats for pigs. It's the same age, and if you're dumb enough to not know the difference between a cat and a pig, then you're going to shoot a fish in a barrel, whether there's water in it or not. And shooting a fish in a barrel, I don't think is really going to be all that easy anyway. I mean, it's going to have to be a slow ass. Fish can freaking move, man.
I mean, that's
and
true.
Even in a barrel, yeah, it's going to be easier. But man, I don't know. I don't think it would be super easy. Maybe it would. But still, yeah, like you said, it's a stupid saying. It's dumb.
So
I still use it.
But you're absolutely right, though.
Yeah.
I always thought that it was like water.
Yeah.
But I guess.
Yeah, maybe there isn't water. Maybe.
However, let's see. The exact origin of the idiom is difficult to trace. However, the vivid imagery may have originated in the early 20th century America. At the time, ships traveling long distances would keep fresh fish in a barrel of water for eating.
Oh.
Before refrigeration, fish were packed and stored in large barrels. The barrels were packed full to the brim with fish. So any shot that entered the barrel would hit at least one.
But that would still be so stupid, because then you're gonna have shrapnel in your fish.
I mean,
just open the barrel up and grab a goddamn fish. I mean, it's not
the
that
reason
hard.
is that it's me thinking that there's just some cowboy standing over a barrel full of fish and just being like, this is fucking easy. That's and I'm like, why would anybody even be doing that? I'm not thinking practically about it. All right. That's just my dumbass.
No, hey, we're all dumbasses with this. I mean, I listen to some of the stuff I'm saying about the freaking fish and the cats and the pigs. So,
hey, it's all good.
Oh, this is an interesting one. I've never even heard this term before.
Me neither.
It's called queer the pitch. In the context of idioms, this phrase means to spoil someone's plans. Its origin is uncertain, but it may have originated from disrupting a market pitch or sales area. I've never heard that
someone's
term.
Plans. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, queer the pitch.
To spoil or ruin something.
So the pitch is like a sales pitch. But I've never heard that word be. No.
So, two examples. The idea appears to be target perceived luxury goods while not queering the pitch for exporters. And the second one is, as I am no authority on period comedy, I answered rather cautiously so as not to queer your pitch.
Okay.
Strange.
That is strange. That is very strange. I don't even know where to. I'd say we're done with that one. I
was going to say, I'll tell you right where to go. Go to number 13.
Yeah.
Rub someone the wrong way.
Ooh, there it are.
This phrase has its roots in the 19th century and refers to the irritation caused by rubbing a cat's fur in the wrong direction. Why is it always cats, bro?
It's cat. Everything is obsessed. They're obsessed with freaking cats for some reason. I don't get it.
Why is that?
So,
do they refer to cats as someone?
Maybe.
I would never refer to a pet as someone.
No.
Like a person. Like, that's so weird.
And what about rubbing the cat in the wrong, that doesn't, who cares if it's rubbed in the wrong direction? I've pet my cat in the wrong direction. He doesn't care.
So,
I don't get it.
Here's a little bit more info. Rub someone the wrong way is an informal phrase that means to annoy or offend someone without intending to. The phrase originates from the idea of rubbing an animal's fur in the wrong direction. For example, cats. Cats prefer to be petted from head to tail rather than the opposite direction.
Yeah, my cat doesn't care.
I just think that's so weird. It's always cats, bro.
It is, yeah. Yep. Everything's about the frickin' cats. I'm sure we're gonna have another cat-related one here somewhere, I'm sure.
So odd.
Yeah.
All right, number 14, Mitch, take it away.
14, we got spill the beans. Spill the beans is it's an ancient method of voting in Greece involved placing white and black beans in a container. Spilling the beans prematurely revealed the secret vote.
Oh,
An ancient method of voting.
that's so weird.
White and black beans, and then spilling them revealed the secret vote. That doesn't make no sense.
So spilling them out would be like, oh man. I mean, I feel like you'd be able to tell, like, immediately, unless it was like maybe the container was opaque.
Oh, what the hell color is opaque?
It would mean that you can't see through it.
Oh, opaque. Okay.
So in my head, it's a jar. I'm like, you'd be able to tell right away, but it's probably
yeah.
not that.
It's probably a barrel.
Ancient Greece, probably either a barrel or probably some kind of like clay pottery.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Barrel with fish in it. And fish and beans. So is that how they voted? Was they gave a white? So if you're voting for this guy, you're going to give him a white bean. And if you're voting, so instead of Democrat, Republican, back then it was white bean or black bean.
Correct.
Basically.
Just in one container. And if you spilled them, you'd be able to tell the majority.
Can you imagine being like, no, not me. You got the people running around. Hey, I'm a staunch Democrat. Be like, hey, I'm all about white bean, baby. I'm only voting for black bean people. That's it.
I feel like you could probably tell based off of what you were growing in your garden.
That's
this guy over here is growing white beans.
Yeah, we know who he's voting for. Yeah.
All right. Throw in the towel. This is number 15, and it is originating from boxing. A fighter's coach would throw the towel in the ring to signal surrender. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Signal surrender or defeat.
Yeah. Huh. Rocky should have done it in Rocky 4. He didn't do it, and Apollo Creed's dead because of him.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Way to go, Rock.
Because, I don't remember who the trainer was. Apollo's trainer. Because he's even screaming, throw in the damn towel, and Rocky's holding the towel, but he doesn't do anything. He just lets Drago just beat the living shit out of him, kills him. So, Good job, Rocky. You killed him because you didn't throw in the towel.
Damn.
Yep. I'll never forgive him for that.
This next one's interesting.
Yeah, it is. We got under the weather. So it was originally under the weather bow. And that was in quotes. And it's a nautical term.
Under the weather bow.
Oh, okay, because it's nautical, so it would be bow. Okay, yeah. So let me start that again. So it's originally under the weather bow, a nautical term referring to a storm approaching. Being under the weather meant feeling seasick or unwell. Okay.
So
it's all nautical.
Yeah, I had heard that it was like go under the weather bow, so it'd be under the ship, out of the cold weather.
Gotcha.
Which is another thing that we can probably go over in another episode, but it is a pretty grandiose myth that weather has any effect whatsoever on your state of well-being.
Really?
Yeah, there is absolutely. You get sick from a virus, like you don't get that has nothing to do with it.
Okay. Yeah, because you would always get growing up. We'd always get told, don't go outside with wet hair. You're gonna catch a cold.
Right.
Well, yeah. No, there's nothing about that. Nothing about going outside in wet hair on a cold day is gonna do that.
Right. And I had learned in the past somewhere along the lines of like for back in the day, they used to just keep their windows open all winter as to keep your house aired out. And it didn't affect anything, as opposed to coming in contact with somebody that was sick. And all of it, and this is going to sound absolutely wild, and I don't mean to bring it back to the animal in question, but do you know why witches have cats?
I do not.
So witches have cats because it was more common for a man to get the Black Plague because men were and women stayed home. Right? The Black Plague was carried by rats. So women at home, to keep safe, would keep cats to eat the rats that had the Black Plague, and cats are immune to the Black Plague.
Fantastic. That's I never would have thought that.
Yeah. So now, as to how this correlates to this, it's a little off the rocker, but that's pretty much what it is. Being sick has absolutely nothing to do with the weather.
Right. I still think we should hit that up a little bit. We'll dive into that a little more, because I did always find that it took till I was like, I don't know, 22 years old till I finally realized. I was in college, and they had said, weather has nothing to do with catching a cold. Or weather has nothing to do with anything like that.
Yeah. Now, as to whether or not it maybe like weakens your immune system, maybe makes you more susceptible, maybe
True.
makes your body work maybe a little harder to stay warm, and your body's prioritizing different things. Maybe
Yeah.
you're more susceptible to getting a virus. I don't
Yeah.
know. That makes sense to me, but that's for another episode.
Yeah, and this would be a perfect opportunity for people to use our little line that we've got to chime in, tell us what you think, tell us if you think we're wrong. If you like, hey, yeah, I heard what you guys were saying. You're both wrong. Here's something. Perfect opportunity.
Yeah, dude, you can even send me a message on Facebook. Hey, here's what I found out about that.
Yeah.
I'm open to communication. So
Yep.
we have many ways.
Yep. Like I said, my cousin Kurt, he says he wants to do it. Come on, Squanch, get up on there. Let's hear you, you know.
All right, number 17, vanish into thin air. Shakespeare coined this phrase in the Othello. Is that a play?
I believe it was a play. Yeah, I think they turned it into a movie, of course.
Okay, so in Othello, where Iago describes the disappearance of Othello's suspicions like objects vanishing into thin air.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I got nothing on that.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
I mean, it
yeah.
speaks for itself. Why is that? I don't even know why that's on this list.
Yeah.
Never called that one into question.
Yeah. I just figured it was a magician kind of term, but yeah. Yeah. We'll just move on because
Sure.
I don't know much Shakespeare. So we got wrap someone around your finger. Now, here's another one. The origin is unclear, but it implies having complete control or influence over someone. That makes sense. Still like to
Sure.
know what the origin would be, but since we don't know, then that's all right.
I mean, let's see. So as I've been doing this, I realize now that Google has some kind of like AI thing that is involved. So if I search something, it like gives me exactly what I'm looking for right off the top, which is very
Really?
interesting. Yeah.
Huh.
Generative AI is experimental. Info quality may vary, but it's like right at the top of the Google page. Gives me all the information. It says the phrase "wrap someone around your finger" is an idiom that means to have a complete control over someone. It can also mean to persuade someone to do what you want them to do. The phrase doesn't mean to have someone close to your heart. Instead, it refers to have someone under your complete control. It may also refer to the leather tethers attached to a falcon's talons. These tethers are called jesses or jesses, whichever, and are kept short when when a falcon is young. They are gradually loosened and lengthened as the bird goes through training. All right.
There we go.
Doesn't answer all the questions, but
Not really.
Some. All right, so number 19 is hold your horses. This phrase, it has equestrian origins, advising someone to hold onto the reins and slow down, encouraging patience. So yeah, I pretty much knew that was what that was.
Yeah. Still kind of weird saying though. But it's
Hold
still
your
one of
horses.
those, yeah, it's still one of those goes all the way back, and we just never really, I guess we've updated it, but there's still
So what?
use this term. Calm the fuck down. I don't know.
I've heard calm your jets.
Yeah. Cool your jets.
Cool your jets, yeah.
Simmer down. Not really, not simmer down.
Simmer down. What is
Hey,
simmer?
you've never heard of like simmer, like on a stove. Like if you
Oh, okay. I
turn the
see what you're
heat
saying.
really down low, yeah, you're simmering it. Like, so I'm just assuming there was a SNL routine that they did back it was when David Spade was on there, and they were flight attendants, and all that they would end up doing was saying "simmer down now." It's stupid, but it's funny. So that's
Yeah,
where I always heard it.
Definitely interesting. To
Yeah.
become less intense.
Yeah. Yep. So simmer. Yep. Simmer
To
down.
reduce the volume of a liquid by boiling slowly.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. There you go. I didn't even have to look that up. I knew what simmer down meant.
I mean, I guess it makes sense. I mean, I knew what it meant. I wasn't
Yeah.
calling that part into question,
Yeah.
but huh.
Yeah. No, I just like when I know something that I don't have to look up. It's more of a self gratification that I'm like,
Right.
that I'm like, oh, I know what that word means. because I don't know what a lot of words mean. So, yeah, it was
You know,
more of just
and
this. I was proud of myself.
harkening back to, you know, what you were saying, like about your grandparents, like they didn't have the joys of the internet to look things up. They just said things, and they probably either knew, or they were just like, I don't know. We
Yeah.
used to just say that shit. Like,
Yep.
it means
Yep.
this, or this is what I always thought it meant, you know. And it goes back to, I think it was, I want to say it was Mitch Hedberg, comedian Mitch Hedberg. You know who he is?
Okay. Yep, I know who he is. Yeah.
He talked about on one of the episodes, maybe it was Pete Holmes. It was Pete Holmes for sure. He talks about the joys of having the internet in your pocket, and how back in the day people would just be like, "Hey, where's Tom Petty from?" And you just went on with your life not fucking knowing that answer.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, and then one day, you know, maybe one day in your life, someone could be like, "Hey, Tom Petty's from," you know, I don't know where he's actually from, but you'd be like, "Tom Petty's from Minnesota," and you'd be like,
Yeah.
"Wow, I've been waiting for that answer for 10 years," and it's so rewarding. And then you remember it because you waited so long. But now you just look shit up, and you know, we'll leave this episode today, and we'll either remember this or we won't.
Exactly. Well, it's funny because it just shows you like how generations are. Because I'm, you know, well, you're 30, right? 32.
32.
32. So you've kind of known the internet. You've been around the internet for as long as you can remember. For the most part.
Since I was 5, technically. Windows 95.
Yeah, okay. So with me, I remember the first, 15, 16 years of my life, there was no internet. So I am on that cusp of, we would wonder and we would never know. And
Right.
like, even to this day, even though I still have this, and Autumn's dad is perfect for this. We'll be watching TV and he'll be like, we'll even say Tom Petty. Tom Petty will come up like, "Hey, when did Tom Petty die?" And we'll be like, "No, I don't know." And then it would just be dead silence. It's like, "Oh shit, hey, we can look this up." You know, like it's still for a little bit, like, especially more older than us, like Autumn's parents. He's in his 60s. Even though he's got a smartphone, he's still like, "Oh, how old? I wonder how old he is." Or, you know, "When did he die?" And it's like, well, look at your phone. Oh,
Right,
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
You know what it reminds me of? And I know that we do this a lot. You do this more than any person I've ever met in my entire life.
Oh, no.
No, it's not bad.
Okay.
But like, you'll find, you know, be like, "Oh, what movie's that guy from?" And then within seconds, you have his whole life on IMDb being like, he was in all of this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, before that happened, I can remember getting into almost a relationship-ending argument with my dad about, I can't even remember what his name is now. He's since passed. The guy from Twister.
Bill Paxton.
Bill Paxton.
Yep.
You know, my dad and I arguing wholeheartedly about whether or not that guy was in Twister and he was in Titanic. And I'm like, "Yeah, that's the guy from Twister." Be like, "No, it's not." But that was before IMDb was in my pocket. Like, and like I swore, you know, I was ready to give it up and be like, "Yeah, I promise you, that's the same guy." Like, you know, and we just, you know, pre-shift meeting, we'll be sitting there. You'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's what," when you blew my mind telling me that Alec Baldwin was in Beetlejuice. I'm like,
"Oh
"Are
yeah,"
you sure?" Like,
yeah, that was an amazing day.
Yeah,
because then I started second guessing of course, with all the conversations we have, you know how many times I second guess myself, because I'll have this bit of just total certainty, and then all you have to do is say, "Really?" Then all of a sudden, then I'm like, "Well, shit, I don't know, maybe not." You know, like, well, we gotta look this up now. But yeah, yep, Alec Baldwin and Beetlejuice. I just could not believe that I blew your mind with that. I just assumed that it was common knowledge. And
I just guess I never realized.
That's the shit I love. I love when I can do that to people. Be like, "Oh yeah, that's so and so," or "This was this," you know, when I can do something and not have to look it up. That's, oh man, that's like one of the greatest feelings in the world.
Right?
It's like, you know, I did not have to Google to know what movie, you know, who the actors were in this movie or what year. That time that I was guessing all those movies at work, and every movie I was guessing, I was like a year off.
Oh yeah, you're right on.
I was damn near like Rain Man. I mean, I wasn't the exact year, which still bugged me a little bit, but still being 1 year off, I thought that was pretty damn impressive.
Huh. I always just go by how long it took for movies to come out. Like like The Lion King. That had to. I don't even know exactly what it was, but I remember I was here in this town watching the movie, so I had to have been like, I don't know, 5, maybe 6 years old, and I just knew that shit took like 6 months to come out on VHS. So I'm like, it's probably 94, 95, maybe 1996.
Yeah.
And I'm usually right around that.
Yep. Yeah. I think it was 95. Pretty sure it was 95.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go with that. I think we're both right.
All right. Up next.
All right. Up next, we've got cold shoulder. So to give someone the cold shoulder means to treat them with intentional coldness or disregard. It's believed to originate from serving a cold shoulder of meat to an unwelcome guest. What the hell?
Okay.
So you don't want somebody at your house, a cold shoulder of meat. So like a shoulder, like shoulder meat of a cow? Is that what they're... So,
yes.
So if you
this
get...
guy, give him cold food.
Yes. Yeah. I'd be too dumb to even know what that... Like, well, I don't know. That's weird. A cold shoulder meat.
But like, here's the weird part is that this guy's like, okay, fine. I guess I got to eat this cold meat now. Guess I'm unwelcome.
Yeah. See, I'd be immediately pissed off, and I'd be like, all right, well then, screw you people.
You'd be like, you know what? Warm this up yourself.
Yeah. But I'm assuming shoulder meat must not be good either, or is it because it's cold, or is it because it's shoulder meat, or is it cold meat? I guess we're not saying it's raw meat. I guess we're just saying it's cold. So it could still be cooked.
Man. So bizarre. Because bizarre. Pork, like pulled pork is pork shoulder.
Oh, okay. Well,
but people call it pork butt, but
yeah,
it's also the shoulder.
Yeah. So I guess it must be because it's cold. See, you would think anything if you don't want somebody at your house, you would give the ass. Like, here's pork ass or beef ass, I guess.
Dude, that is so odd. I don't even
or the groin, like.
I mean, I got nothing, man.
Hey, here's some pig taint for you. That if you want to know that you're unwelcome, serve somebody up some taint.
I mean, that's bacon though. Like,
oh shit. Wait, bacon's in the taint?
Bacon's in the belly.
Oh, that's the belly. But I'm talking the taint. I'm talking.
All right, think of a pig.
Yeah.
All right, where's the taint of a pig?
Well, it would be like below the ass, below the butt. It'd be between the butt and the. Between the butt and the... Is
there a definitive ass from the belly of a pig? Like, it's all rounded.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I just feel like that's just, the tip of the bacon.
Yeah. Well, there we go. Just give them the tip of the bacon. Just give them the tip.
Here's the taint part of the bacon. Tainted pork.
Oh.
All right. Number 21 is, this Mitch added this one. Butter someone up. This phrase traces back to the ancient Indian custom of throwing butter at statues of gods to seek favor. The more butter, the more favor gained.
What the hell?
Weird.
So you would
why are we still saying that?
Yeah. There's someone up. You're not really even butter. You're just chucking butter. You're just throwing butter.
Why are we wasting butter like that?
Yeah.
Butter must have been thought to be like S tier. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Like, must have been like everybody had it. It was no big deal. Just throw it at the Yeah, why would you? But you're not buttering someone. You're not even buttering the god. You're just throwing it. I mean, their gods are I guess the statue's gonna have the butter on it.
I mean, like, I wonder if this has anything to do at all with the have you ever heard about like how they used to clean people back in the day?
I don't believe so.
So like instead of showering, because showering hasn't always been soap has not always been a thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Soap is something that was invented way later. But
Right.
back in the day, to clean somebody, like you take let's say you take a king, right? You'd have like a big bucket of oil,
Mm-hmm. Oh.
all right, and you'd cover the king in oil, and then you'd scrape the oil off, and it would bring all the dirt with it.
Oh.
That's how they
Okay.
clean themselves.
Huh.
And literally from head to toe, every nook and cranny got scraped with, say, like it wasn't a debit card, but you take a card, small kind of scrapey object, and you'd scrape their body down, get all the oil back off, and they would recycle the oil, and it would just go down in royalty. So, the next would go to the queen, and then it would go, all the way down to like the peasants. So the peasants would end up using like just disgusting oil.
Oh.
That's why they were not very clean.
Yeah, because it'd be more filth than oil by then. It would just be like,
Right.
yeah, like disgusting.
So that's where that comes from. I wonder if that has anything to do, throwing butter. I have no idea.
I have no idea either, but that is wild shit. So you just, but that's
Blew your
not
balls
even,
off?
but yeah, I don't know why I did. Yeah, that's,
Shout out to Amanda. I blew off Mitch's balls.
yeah. I really do think that is what I wanted to say. Because I do like to say that term. Yeah, that's a fairly new term in my dictionary or my vocabulary. Yeah, where I'll be like, oh man, that stuff just blows my balls off. But I think I still being early. I don't want to be as vulgar, so I think I kind of was stopping myself at the balls off, and I wanted to say mind, but balls off, and then I just ended it with blow my brain. So I'm 99% sure I wanted to say, yeah, it blew my balls off. I love that term.
That's so funny.
Oh,
Originated in 2023 by Mitch Bloom.
yeah,
Blow one's balls off.
blows my balls off. It's like, how did it come up? Like, yeah, just look at the guy's name. Yeah, that's all you need to know. That's where it came from.
Yeah, I was walking through Walmart yesterday, and I saw a book on the shelf,
Mm-hmm.
and it was written by a man named Mitch Ablom.
Oh no, Mitch Album.
Mitch Album.
Yep.
And I was like, I saw it, and I was like, oh, I thought it was you for a second.
Yeah,
Fucking threw me off. So I was like, wow.
Yeah,
and I had a double take.
Yeah, he's originally a sports writer for, I think it was like Detroit or something. Then he ended up writing this book. I think it's called, what's it called? Tuesdays with Maury. And it ended up turning into like a movie. I don't know if it was like a big budget movie or one of those like Hallmark movies. I from what I understand, it's a really, really good book and a really good movie.
Interesting.
He also did. Yeah, I went silent there for a second because I know I think he did a second book too, but I can't remember what that's called. But yeah, Mitch Album, because I used to watch him on ESPN on, was it Sunday mornings? He would be on this one show. Goofy looking bastard. So there could be relation.
Wow.
So,
okay.
Yeah. All right. So now we got rule of thumb. So this phrase is believed to have originated from a common practice where the width of a man's thumb was used as a rough measurement, especially in carpentry or estimating proportions. Oh, okay. Oh, it's this. We got a big one. While the idea of rule of thumb originated as a measure for nuclear fallout is a popular myth, there is no substantial historical evidence supporting this claim. According to the myth, it is suggested that individuals use their thumbs to estimate the distance to a mushroom cloud after a nuclear explosion. Damn. However, it's essential to note that this explanation lacks credible historical backing, and the widely accepted origin of the phrase involves using the thumb as a rough measurement tool in various historical practices like carpentry. So they were thinking it had some sort of nuclear shit to it.
So do you know the game Fallout?
Yes, I played one of them one time.
So you know the mascot?
Yeah.
The little boy,
Yeah.
blonde haired boy with his thumb out and
And
his
he got his thumb out. Yeah.
and his one eye is closed.
Mm-hmm.
He's measuring.
I never even thought of that.
Measuring the distance between him and the mushroom cloud.
Wow.
That's what I always thought it meant. I did not know that it makes sense, the width of a man's thumb uses a rough measurement as to what though? An inch?
Well, I'm looking at my thumb. That'd probably be...
I have a ruler right here. I'm going to measure it.
I'm going to say it's 2 inches.
The width?
Yeah.
The width of my thumb is not even close to an inch.
Wow. Yeah,
2 inches? From where? From where it connects to your hand?
I got really big thumbs apparently. Yeah.
So,
no, I wish I would have had a ruler before I said that.
From my bottom knuckle to the tip of my thumb is 2.7 inches.
Wow. Yeah, so I'm way off. So it's width. Yeah. I still thought my width was 2 inches, I guess. I don't know.
That would be the most insane thumb ever.
Oh, man.
Your thumb would be like, that'd be like the Incredible Hulk's thumb would be that.
It would be. Yeah.
That's huge, dude.
That is huge. See, this is one of those times I wish I would have thought before I spoke.
Mine is 0.9 inches in width.
Yeah, I bet you mine's probably not even. Yeah, I guess. Not even an inch. I wish I had a ruler now.
I mean, I have calipers here, like digital calipers.
Oh, there you go.
So that's exact.
Damn. Oh, well.
All right, number 23, break the ice. Dating back to when ships were the primary mode of transportation, breaking the ice referred to clearing a path through frozen waters. Over time, it evolved into a metaphor of initiating a conversation or social interaction. Wow.
But driving a ship through ice, well...
Historically, not a great idea. I mean,
no.
If any of them have ever watched the Titanic, they'd be like, maybe that's not a good idea.
Yeah, really.
But, so they're just using it as like a, so to speak.
So, yeah.
So, to break the ice, so to speak. That's probably how that came about. There's no way that there's someone just like, yeah, time to break the ice. Someone would be like, what the fuck are you talking about? There's no waters nearby.
Yeah, exactly. We're not on a ship.
We're just standing at the ice cream parlor.
Oh. All right. So now we got 24, Saved by the Bell. Originating from the sport of boxing, this phrase refers to a situation where a boxer is saved from being counted out by, by the ringing of the bell to end a round. That makes sense.
Or
another
from a terrible lecture from your teacher.
Yep. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I could do another Rocky reference here with boxing, but I'll save that. I won't go through that because there were a couple times that Rocky was saved by the bell.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Did you ever watch Saved by the Bell, the show? Were you young enough for that?
I know what it is. I know that it stars Mario. What's his name?
Lopez.
Mario Lopez. Yeah, I don't know anything else about it.
It was terrible. I hated it.
Oh, really?
Because it was right in my 10 to 12-year-old age. And I mean, it seemed like everybody liked it but me. I felt like I was the only one that hated the show.
Gotcha.
I thought Screech was annoying. What's the one girl? I think her name was Jessie. Jessie was annoying. I didn't like any of the guys. Zach or... Oh my God, I don't remember their names now.
Oh,
the only one I liked was whoever Tiffany Amber Thiessen was. Whatever her name was. I can't. So like I said, I watched so little of it that I don't even know their names. It was terrible. I mean, of course it was cheesy because it's, syndication kind of shit, but I hated it. I just absolutely hated it.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
You're allowed to hate it, Mitch.
I am. And boy, I'm going to, man. That's all I got. That's all I got. I was gonna ramble on, but then I thought, no, I'm
And
done.
boy,
It was
I'm going to
yeah,
another time.
yeah.
All right,
Uh,
number 25, and the last one on this list is the whole 9 yards. The origin of this phrase, again, is uncertain, but it is often used to describe giving everything or going the distance. Theories include its connection to the length of ammunition belts in World War II aircraft.
oh, okay.
That's like
Huh.
balls to the wall. That it's all of it has to do with like weird aviation, and
Yeah.
it's just strange. And we all just took it, and they were like, you know what? That sounds great. I'm going balls to the wall this time. I'm gonna go
That's
a whole
another-
9.
That's another term I like. Balls to the wall and going balls out. I like
Balls
balls
out.
out. Balls out. I really like.
That has to go. That has to do with trains, I think.
What balls out?
Balls out, yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Balls to the wall is definitely aviation. Balls out, I'm pretty sure. Hold on. Where the? Let's see here. Definitely competitive. Going balls out is an idiom that describes someone giving their maximum effort. Yeah. It is believed to have originated in the industrial age and is related to steam engine. When a steam engine is running at full speed, the balls are out.
Wow. Huh. Trains have balls? Like what part of the train is the balls? There's no like actual. So there's no like yeah, there's no like okay, never mind. I'm overthinking it, I think.
No, let me see here. Trying to find out your answer.
So it's really, I mean, no matter how you look at it, no matter what yeah, I don't
Okay,
know.
so there's a mechanical speed. The phrase started out as a reference to something. Hold on. When going fast, the balls on top move outward due to centripetal acceleration. So the phrase started out as meaning going really fast and eventually came to refer more generally to anything reckless. So like there's like balls on this motor mechanism.
Okay,
They
so
move
they're okay.
in and out.
All right. So I'm not as I wasn't going to be as stupid as I thought. Cuz you know how everything like when you said a train, I'm like, okay, well like what part of the train or the motor are there balls?
Yeah, so it says in early steam engines, the speed of the engine was controlled by a lever known as the governor. The balls attached to the governor would move outward with centrifugal force as the engine's speed increased. When the balls were fully extended, the engine was said to be running balls out,
Okay.
indicating that it was operating at maximum speed or capacity.
Gotcha. Balls out.
So something very similar it happens in aviation, where you move those same balls toward the wall of the cockpit.
Gotcha. There we go.
Which is where that comes from.
Nice.
So yeah, the whole 9 yard. That makes sense. Use up the whole 9 yard. Go the whole 9.
Yeah. I thought it had like some sort of sports reference. I would have thought.
You'd think, but that would be 18. Go the whole 18. Oh, you mean? No, I'm thinking.
Well, let's see, and that doesn't even make sense because football is 10 yards. So I don't even really know what I thought it meant. That's still pretty cool, though.
So the next section we have here is for commonly misused phrases or expressions, which is what we just did, but these are going to be pretty rapid fire because I'm not going to look up a bunch of these. These are just people saying things wrong. And we're going to, we're ipso facto nip it in the butt and, get you all back on track. So number 1 here is for all intensive purposes. So, all right, let me rephrase this. We're going to read the wrong one and then tell you the right one.
There you go.
All right. So for all intensive purposes is incorrect. The correct, obviously, is for all intents and purposes.
I always said intensive.
Well,
not that I ever really used that phrase, but I did not know.
You've always been wrong then.
Yeah, I have been. Same with what was it that I already screwed up? Oh,
Jive.
Yeah, jibe and jive. I always thought it was jive. So I always thought it was intensive.
Interesting. Well,
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
you know. The more
Now
you
I
know.
Exactly. This podcast, if anything, I'm learning a shit ton of stuff.
That's right. And the one
Yeah.
that I just used at the beginning of this conversation was nip it in the butt. Incorrect. It is nip it in the bud.
In the bud. And I did not know that till not too long ago, too. I thought it was butt.
That has to be floral related. Like, nip it, snip it at the bud of the flower.
Yep. That's what I'm
got to be what that means.
Yep. Yeah, and here's another one that gets confused all the time. I think I say it too. The incorrect term is I could care less, where it's actually supposed to be I couldn't care less. And
Right.
I think I hear more people say I could care less. I've very, very rarely heard people say it correctly.
So funny because if you take it literally, you could be like, hey, prices of gas are going crazy. Be like, I could care a little less about gas prices.
Yeah.
I care a lot, but I could care less.
So like next time we say that, be like, you hear somebody say I could care less. It's like, well, you could. Is there anything less? Is there anything more? Like how
everybody
less could you go?
could care less about sports.
Yeah.
That would make my life happier.
Get out of here with that.
All right, beck and call. It's actually, wait a minute, that's the same damn thing.
They did the same one. Yeah, what the hell does that mean? Yeah, beck and call, correct? Beck and call.
Okay.
One of them's supposed to be what? Beckon, like Beckon, isn't it?
That's
the correct term, I think, is beck and call, not beck and call.
Beckoned as in terms of like EONED, beckoned.
Yeah, is there a D at the end? I thought it was just BECKON, beckon.
I don't know. Beckoned.
I don't know what. Yeah, or maybe it's beckoned. I don't know.
I feel like it'd have to be, ONED at the end, or else the and comes from nothing.
True.
Beckoned call.
Beckoned. BECKO. Beckon. BECKON. Make a gesture with the hand, arm, or head to encourage someone to come near or follow. There is no D at the end.
Fascinating.
Yeah, that is fascinating. Damn it. I was right again. This is awesome.
All right. Next one is one in the same. That is incorrect. The correct term is one and the same.
There we go.
This is one that I used to say this one all the time. The next one, irregardless.
Yeah.
And I didn't know. You want to know how I learned it was wrong?
I really, really hope we're going to say the same thing.
Family Guy.
Oh, I heard it on American Dad.
Really?
Yeah, because Steve and Roger, they run away, and they end up meeting this weird dude that rides a like a Doberman Pinscher around, and Steve keeps saying the wrong terms, and irregardless is one of them. Because I think the episode starts with Stan saying it wrong. Steve corrected him, and then later, then Steve was saying it wrong or something like that. So we were kind of close. It was still Seth MacFarlane cartoon.
Yeah.
Yep. Now, which Family Guy episode was this?
It is Family Guy season 6, episode 5. Lois kills Stewie, I believe. And it was in a movie called Stewie Griffin's The Untold Story, and it was all about something. I don't even remember exactly what it was about, but he goes on a rant, and he says, this is for anybody who uses the term whole nother, irregardless, and all of a sudden.
Oh, you're right. And I tell you what, that probably would have been before American Dad. So I bet you we both learned it at the same time. Yeah.
That's how I learned that. That means it means to be without regard or something like that. It's like dumb.
Yeah. Yeah, I still say irregardless. That's another one of those. I don't really ever say it. It is redundant.
That's okay.
Yeah. Here's a one. Okay. Scapegoat, of course, is wrong, and it should be scapegoat. That one's pretty self-explanatory there. I don't think I've ever heard somebody call it an scapegoat.
Unless you're referring to a scapegoat, like if you're saying like, "Hey, we need a scapegoat," and then instead you're just saying like, "Why are you leaving out the proper like consonant?"
Maybe
weird.
Maybe the scapegoat was in the sack with the pig, you know. And if you can't get a cat in the sack, maybe you get a goat, and then the goat it'll be an scapegoat.
Be like, "Whoa, looks like the scapegoat's out of the bag."
Out of the.
All right, this one is weird. Like, why is this wrong? Should have.
Oh yeah.
The correct is a contraction. Should have or should have.
Yep.
What?
Oh yeah.
Why?
Because it's like, okay. Well, I'm not going to be able to explain it. I can't. I'm not going to be able to sound. I just always remembered, like, should have, could have, all of that. It's always should have, could have, would have, not should have or could have.
That's
You
weird.
know,
I mean,
all
that's
have and not of.
so it's just
It's
all
something
grammar
about
related.
not is it? I can't remember what the English term is. Not possession. It's not not preposition. Oh my god, I can't remember what it is. But yeah, because that's one.
Irregardless.
Yeah, irregardless. I won't be an scapegoat on this.
Right.
And here's one that, like I said, before we got on the air, we talked about this one. The incorrect term is old timer's disease, and it's actually Alzheimer's disease.
I've also heard of people saying all-timers.
Yep, Alzheimer's. Yeah. Yep.
Like, what does that even mean? That guy's been around for all time. All-timers. Alzheimer's.
I did not know this one.
Hunger pains?
Yeah.
Yeah, hunger pangs.
It's hunger
P-A-N-G-S.
pang. No.
Yeah, dude.
No. Because if I'm not like in pain, but what the hell's a pang?
I don't know. We're going to look it up.
Oh.
Physical symptoms of hunger, they occur when your body needs nutrients, obviously. So what?
Hunger pang.
What?
I don't like that word. I'm going to say it wrong. I don't care.
Well, it says here that it's also the same thing. You can say pangs or pains, but the original is pang.
Pang. Okay.
Weird.
Huh. Yeah. Oh, and I didn't know this one either. I didn't know it was tongue. The incorrect term is tongue and cheek. Correct is tongue in cheek.
Right.
Tongue in cheek. Tongue and cheek. Okay. So tongue. Okay. I just put my tongue in my cheek to see what.
It's very tongue-in-cheek of you, Mitch.
Yeah, it is. As the crow flies.
As the crow flies. I use this word almost daily. Deep-seated. I use it correctly, though. I've never envisioned it in my brain as being. Well, I don't see why it couldn't be that deep-seated or deep-seated, like S-E-A-T-E-D or S-E-E-D-E-D, which the seated, as in seeding a garden, would be incorrect. But I feel like they could both be proper if you if you seed your seed deeply. Deep-seated. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't have any problem with either one of those.
I use it though a lot. Like I have a very deep-seated, wish or something along those lines.
Yeah. Are they white or black beans that you're seeding?
I don't know. Depends on
I've
which
never
one
heard
represents.
This one's a stupid. I've never heard somebody say extract revenge, and the correct term is exact revenge. Extract revenge.
Yeah, that one's.
Yeah.
I've never even heard anybody say like it's time to exact revenge.
Yeah,
like
no. Oh, this next one. I hate to keep. I'm jumping on you.
You're fine. No,
I learned this one. The incorrect term is statute of limitations. The correct terminology is statute of limitations. Do you know where I learned this one?
No.
Seinfeld. Another Seinfeld reference. There's an episode when they're talking, Jerry and Kramer are arguing, and Kramer's like, no, I think it's called a statute of limitations. Then Jerry's like, okay, yeah, fine, Kramer. It's a monument of limitations. It's so that's the only reason I know that it's a statute.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I learned mine at the lawyer's office over a car accident that I had.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, statute of limitations in Canada versus Pennsylvania.
Oh.
Yeah, it was an interesting one.
Yeah.
So the next one here is something my wife is often guilty of. However, she doesn't seem to care. Is espresso. We drink espresso daily in our household. And yeah, espresso. ESPRESSO is the correct terminology, and espresso is just absolutely nothing.
Nothing. Nope. Huh. Yeah, I got nothing on that one.
Yeah,
It's more just
really
yeah.
straightforward.
Yep. Let's see. So the next we got, this is more, wait. So the incorrect is pique my interest, but the correct is pique my interest, but it's spelled differently. So it's the wrong way is PEAK. So like piquing my interest that way.
Right.
So yeah, okay.
But I wonder, so what's the difference? Like,
yeah, like PIQUE is the correct way. Pique my interest.
Definition of it as a verb is to stimulate. So you've stimulated my interest. You've piqued my curiosity.
Okay, where PEAK peak is more of just, anytime I hear peak, you're like peekaboo or.
No, that's incorrect. PEAK is a peak.
Oh no, that's not even right that way. Peekaboo's not. Yeah, that's
like the top of a mountain. Highest point.
So that's more of.
Yeah, PEEK.
Yeah. Yep. So I was even wrong multiple times on that one.
To look quickly, typically in a furtive manner.
Ooh.
Word. Okay. Furtive. Fuck does that even mean? It's in both the definitions for the word peak.
Furtive.
Attempting to avoid or notice attention. Or avoid notice or attention, typically because of guilt or belief that discovery would lead to trouble.
Wow.
I've never heard that word before.
No.
Okay. Fascinating.
Yeah, it is.
All right, so the next one here we have would be case and point. Incorrect. The correct term is case in point.
In point. Okay. Yeah, I see that one being case and point. Case and point. Yeah, I think I've probably said it both ways. Yeah. Oh, this next one, whet your appetite, is wrong because of its WET for wet. The correct way of saying whet your appetite is WHET. Whet your appetite with an H. What the hell's what is adding the H to whetting your appetite?
I don't know, because the definition of it is to as a verb, it means to sharpen a blade or a tool or weapon. As a verb. As a noun, it is a thing that stimulates your appetite.
Okay. He swallowed his 24 oysters as a wet. What?
I have no idea, brother.
I love that sentence. He swallowed his 24 oysters as a wet. I don't
As
get
just
it.
like a stimulant.
Yeah. Huh.
As just a straight up noun. Like so an appetizer.
Yeah.
A wet.
You're gonna whet your appetite. So you're stimulating, you're getting things ready to percolate, I guess.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
All right, and another one that we talked about here, bated breath. I don't know what it means, but incorrectly is BAITED, and it is with the correct terminology is BATED, bated breath.
Bated breath. Yeah. Another. Yeah, some of these are just like it's like a spelling issue.
Right. So it just means to hold one's breath in anticipation or trepidation.
Yeah. And we got,
weird. Why say it? to make
Yeah.
sense.
Exactly. Oh, I hear this a lot. Supposedly is, of course, wrong. You need to say it supposedly. Got to put a D in there, not no B's. It's not supposedly.
Yeah, I used to have a boss that talked like that. Occasionally, my wife will say things like this, and I just let them go. They don't bother me that bad. But
Yeah.
I had a boss that said supposedly,
Yeah.
and she also would text me a lot. She'll be like, "Oh, I'll be there." That's what she'll say. Like, "I'll be there at 10 o'clock." But instead of saying "I'll," like ILL, she'd say all ALL, "I'll be there."
I'll be there.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
My wife says all well. All well.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Oh.
I just choose to read it as like all good, all well.
Yep. All well. Yeah.
Instead of, I know she's saying oh well, but
Yeah.
we'll just pretend like that's not what it is.
I can't stand when Autumn will text me like the difference between like going oh or ah, like if she sees something cute and she'll send it to me, it'll be like the wrong phrasing of how, like, to me awe is AWE, but she'll send it like AHHH, and it's like, well, is it cute? Like, I don't think I'd see something cute and be like, ah,
Like, oh,
or
sorry, didn't mean to scare you.
yeah.
What the hell?
That's one of those things that drives me nuts, because sometimes she'll put things on Facebook and I'm like, you're using that wrong, like going ooh about something, then she'll add an H and then it'll be, I'm like, well, that's saying like you're going oh, not ooh or ah. It's weird.
That is weird.
Yeah, I'm very anal about noises like that that's made in a text form.
It's okay.
It is, and I'm okay with that.
So the next one we're gonna skip because it's the same thing. It was shouldn't have or shouldn't have. We already talked about that one. So this one here, I didn't know this, and I don't know what the difference is, but buck naked versus buck naked.
Yeah, I just assumed naked was just like hillbilly term for naked, but I didn't know that it was actually like a difference. Yeah, it's just naked.
That's what that means?
Yeah. That's weird.
That, I think naked is wrong.
Yeah, because
according to Google, naked is, the wrong phrase would be butt naked, like BUTT.
Yeah. Yeah, something's. Yeah, it should be. Yeah, it shouldn't be buck. Shouldn't it be butt?
Butt would be wrong. Buck would be proper.
Oh, so it is. So the buck is right.
Right.
It's the naked.
Yeah, that's strange.
That is.
It's a moot point. Let's move on.
Yeah. Or as Joey Tribbiani says, it's moo. It's a cow's opinion. It's moo.
It's moo.
That's on obviously an episode of Friends, but most people, if they say it, it's mute. They say it mute, M-U-T-E point. Correctly, it's moot. But yeah, there's of course an episode where Joey's like, it's moo. And they're like, moo. It's like, yeah. He's like, it's like a cow's opinion. It's moo.
So weird.
Anywho.
So the next one is, I've never heard anybody say flush out for flesh out.
No, I say flush out.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know it was flesh out.
Flesh out.
What? My balls are blown again. Flush out. So it's flesh out.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Well.
So flesh out. Okay, it's to add substance. Okay. Wait. No, they're two different meanings, aren't they?
I don't know.
Because I thought to flush out was like to get rid of. Like you're getting rid of something. So, because it says to flesh out something is to give it substance.
Or to make it
flush
fuller.
out something is to cause it to leave. So I disagree with this one because I
So
think
were
both
you
of them
using
are
it in the proper terminology?
Yes, because anytime I say flush out, that means I'm getting rid of something or, something's going away. I've never heard of flesh out.
So yours is just a simple case of, for this one, it's just you use flush out for what it's meant for, and flesh out would be, you probably just don't use flesh out for whatever.
I've
Like
never used, yep.
flesh out all the plans for the day.
Yeah, but so flesh out means to add. According to this,
To give it
right?
to give it substance.
Yeah, to give it substance.
If I say to you, hey, we're gonna go to lunch on Monday. If I say dip me in your Monday milk, Mitch, we're gonna go to lunch.
Jesus.
And you say, okay, sounds good. And then come Monday, we have no fucking clue what we're doing.
Uh-huh.
Let's say Sunday night, I reach out to you and say, hey, let's flesh out all the plans for tomorrow so we know where we're going, what we're doing, who we're meeting, what we're eating, all that good shit.
Oh, man.
Flesh out the plan.
And my response would have been like, what? Do what? Or I would have thought you were saying flush out, like flush out your plans, like just pretend nothing's happening now. Yeah. So we would have been totally confused with each other. It would have been a hell of a conversation.
That's why I just say, dip me in your Monday milk. And you just know, okay, he wants to go to lunch.
I completely forgot you saying that.
I love it. Dip me in your Tuesday milk. Dip me in your milk next Friday. All right, so the last one there's two more. Sorry. The next one would be first come, first serve. It's just a simple addition of the letter D at the end of serve. So it's first come, first served.
Oh.
Okay, sure. Makes sense. You're basically just,
because that's saying that they've already done it.
No, they're saying the first person to get here is the first person that will be served.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. All right, now that you say it like that. All right, we're good. Then last one is sleight of hand. And it's more of a spelling thing. Well, a meaning thing too, because incorrectly is sleight, S-L-I-G-H-T. And the correctly is sleight of hand, S-L-E-I-G-H-T, which I don't know what the hell the difference is between the two.
So let's see here. Sleight and slight they sound the same, but they are things that are slight, S-L-I-G-H-T, are little and light. And slight, S-L-E-I-G-H-T, means slyness or sneakiness.
Oh, okay. The English language is so fucked sometimes.
I know.
It's like same word, it sounds the same. It's one letter
if you
different.
saw, but listen, if you saw it written, like if I wrote, there's going to be a slight drop in temperature, you would not assume that I would write S-L-E-I-G-H-T.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But if I said sleight of hand, you probably would be like S-L-E-I-G-H-T. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So that I get it.
Yeah, I get it too. I get it. It's still just to learn English would just be terrible for an adult. I've always heard that when people say that they, when they're learning a new language, they're like, English is just so freaking wild and weird and confusing.
It is. Yeah, it's very, 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 very.
Yeah.
All right, so we have a short list here of things. I think we already went over that one, did we not? To be Pacific? No, we talked about that at the beginning.
There's some of the cold. Okay. Yeah, I think there's some of these. Yeah, there's more of these that we haven't. What the hell? What the hell? Lactose and tolerant instead of lactose intolerant. What the hell?
Dude, the two guys from the basement yard?
Yeah.
Joe used to do a series on YouTube called The Idiots of the Internet.
Okay.
And he would be like reading about like different tweets of people that would say just like the wrong thing entirely. And one of them said lactose and toddler ants. Like, what the fuck?
Oh my God. I've never, lactose and tolerant.
Yeah,
Jesus
that's strange.
Christ. I didn't want to skip the whole way down there, but
Oh,
I was
no,
looking
it's
at, I
fine.
did wanted to go down some of these just to see if there were any that yeah, like I said, the scapegoat, I think that's the only one. Some of these are pretty wild.
Yeah, like to be Pacific. Never heard anybody say that, but instead it's supposed to be specific.
Yeah.
The fuck is number 3, dude? Damp squid?
Yeah, I've never even heard of damp, because it's supposed to be damp squib. I don't know what damp squib is, and I don't know. Yeah, damp squib.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
Damp squib. Okay.
Let's see here. We got damp squib. That is. Wait. Noun, a damp squib. A firework that has been wet and therefore fails to go off correctly. Oh, okay.
That is not even close to what I thought it was going to be.
No. And then there's another one up here that says, such an event, a performance as a damp squib when it is expected to be interesting, exciting, or impressive, but fails to be any of those things. So if you're not having a good time, if you get your hopes up going somewhere and it ends up sucking, then that's a damp squib. That's weird.
Every day at work.
Yeah.
This is a fucking damp squib, bro.
It's a damp squib.
Okay. Number 4, on tender hooks instead of on tenter hooks. Don't even fucking know what that means.
Me neither. Okay, so we got cold slaw, and it's supposed to be coleslaw. That's another one of those. I think it just depends on where you're from. You're just gonna say it weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it is cold.
And it sucks. And so it really doesn't matter to me how it's spelled or what it says. It's total trash.
That is, yeah, it's weird. All right. A doggy dog world instead of a dog eat dog world. Again, whoever's saying these things, just come on, man.
What the? Circus. I've never heard anyone say, instead of circumcised, they say that they are circus-sized.
That's huge.
Oh my God.
Circus-sized.
Circus-sized.
Good gravy.
Oh my God. Whew.
This is one that I didn't know. Get off scotch-free. It's scot-free.
Yep, I knew
what the fuck
that
does that
one.
even mean?
I don't know. I've never heard people say scotch-free, but I've heard of people say, "Oh, he got off scot-free." But I don't know what the scot-free, what the scot means in front of that.
So, the expression scot-free comes from medieval tax called scot. A medieval tax.
Oh.
The tax was levied on townspeople in proportional shares, often for poor relief. The word scot comes from the Scandinavian word skat, which means tax or payment. The term scot is also related to the Old Norse word scot and the French word escot. In medieval England, someone who avoided paying the scot tax was said to have gotten off scot-free. Today, the expression is used to describe someone who gets away with something without being punished, or, for example, although the police caught him red-handed, the judge said there wasn't enough evidence, and he got off scot-free.
Yeah. Kind of yeah. I don't know.
It's weird, but sure.
That is very weird. Yeah. I've never heard this one. Boo to a ghost is wrong. You're supposed to use boo to a goose? The hell? What the hell are these things? Boo to a goose?
The phrase "wouldn't say boo to a goose" is a country proverb that originated from the idea of shouting at geese that it can intimidate them. The phrase is used to describe someone who is timid, shy, or nervous. For example, she wouldn't or couldn't say boo to a goose.
Oh. Huh. I was once chased by a goose back at my old job. I went to a house and there was a big sign in the front yard and it said, "Beware of goose." I was like, well, yeah, okay. I'm like, it's just a cute sign. Well, I go walk into the lady's door. Then I start, I put it on the doorknob, and then all of a sudden I just heard this voice from inside the house saying, "Get back to your van!" And I'm like, what? And then I'm looking around like, where in the hell is this voice coming from? And then all of a sudden I just hear this horrendous squawking, and here comes this big fucking goose coming right after me. I mean, and it was like head down, wings out, just full on coming at me. That was just one of the scariest moments of my life. Friggin' goose can run fast.
Dude.
And I got to my van in time, and then the one guy came out and smacked it, and then it walked away.
What the hell?
Yeah.
That's a crazy story.
Yeah. Just a random voice, "Get back in your van." And I'm like, huh? Then it's like, holy fuck, it's real. That you do got to beware of the goose. Yeah.
Damn.
So there. Yeah.
All right, how do you feel about geese nowadays?
I could take them or leave them. I mean, I keep my distance from them.
Sure. I mean, most of us do. They keep our distance from us most of the time.
Pretty much, yeah.
The more important question is why does this lady have a domesticated goose?
Yeah, and there was no body of water anywhere near where these people lived, so it's not like this goose could go into a pond and swim around or shit. It was just running around a yard. I can't remember. The other delivery guy he got the story as to why they got the goose. For life of me, I can't remember what it was. That'll be for another day.
Reach out to him, get him on the show.
Yeah, I'll get him on. We'll talk about geese, and I'll tell you about why I'm the woodpecker. And so
fascinating. I have a delivery story about a goat, so there's that.
Oh,
it wasn't a scapegoat.
No, it wasn't an scapegoat.
It was a
It wasn't a scapegoat. It wasn't a scapegoat. Okay.
I had to fucking run. I was like, what?
Oh, there's nothing worse than being chased by freaking animals.
Right?
It's very stressful.
Okay. The next one is card shark instead of card sharp, as in sharp like a knife.
No,
I did not know that was the proper term.
It was shark because there was a game show back in the day called Card Sharks. Yeah, I think they're wrong. I don't even want to look it up. I just think they're wrong.
I'm looking it up.
Ah.
The definition of card sharp is a person who cheats at cards in order to win money.
Oh. Okay. So what's
card sharp is the correct term, but seeing it spelled as shark is pretty common.
Okay.
In addition to being a sharp-toothed marine animal, the word shark has been used to mean a dishonest person who preys on others. So maybe that's why there's a video game TV show called Card Shark.
Maybe. I think they just need to change it to Card Shark. Just don't even say that Card Sharp is the right way. Just change it.
Yeah, that's weird. I always thought. I also didn't know it meant cheating. I thought it meant they were just good.
Yeah, I did too. Interesting stuff here.
Number 12 here. I've heard recently, actually, just learned that just desserts. I've never heard that terminology, and it means almost the same thing as the wrong thing here. It's just like if you were to say like this person gets what all of their deserves, like whatever they have coming to them, all of the things they deserve, all their deserves would be just desserts.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's one of those terms that I've heard it, but it's another one I've never really given it much thought. Never knew when I would use it.
Yeah, it's also hard to figure out like how is it supposed to be used.
Yeah.
Like this person, I don't even know. I couldn't even give you an example because I have no idea.
No. Let's see. Then we got faux pas is incorrect, and it should be obviously faux pas.
It's not fox paws?
No, it's faux pas. Yeah, faux pass. That's
like saying hors d'oeuvres. Be like, you got any more of them horse divorce?
Horse divorce.
All right. Social leopard is supposed to be social leper.
I've never heard of either one of those.
Again, what the fuck does that even mean?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, that's strange. I'm not looking it up. I'm over it.
Yeah. And we got, and this, biding my time. It's a spelling issue. It's the wrong way is biting as an biting, and it should be biting with a D. And
Biding my time.
Biding
People
my
just
time.
talk too fast, I think.
Yeah. Yep.
Curled up in the feeble position.
Oh my God.
Again, if any of you listeners have ever watched Trailer Park Boys, some of these things sounds like it came right out of that show.
They're definitely Ricky-isms.
Yeah. Instead, it should be curled up in the fetal position.
Fetal. Yep.
Curb your enthusiasm.
Yep.
Curb your enthusiasm. That's what that should mean. That's weird.
Yeah.
What's up with the Did you misspell these in this?
No, I don't know why they're misspelled. I mean,
Fodal.
yeah, the fodal position.
The
even this one. Yeah, and this next one, because the wrong term is Heimlich remover. Of course, and it's supposed to be Heimlich maneuver. Yeah, that's like the French manœuvre.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, I don't know why it's spelled like that.
I don't either.
Heimlich remover.
Expatriate as instead of expatriate.
I don't even know what that word is.
I don't either.
No.
Sounds complicated for no reason.
Yeah.
Self-deprecating instead of
That's the same.
Depreciating.
Yeah, the spelling's same both times. I always thought it was self-defecating.
It's not the same.
Yeah. Oh, it isn't?
Self-defecating?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought it meant you shit yourself.
Yeah, the first one says DEPRECIATING.
Oh, okay.
Self-depreciating.
Okay. Yep. My bifocals failed me on that one. Yeah, that is a spelling issue.
Number 21 is as dust fell, which is dumb.
Yeah.
As dusk fell is the proper term.
Last ditch effort is wrong, obviously.
That's just a pronunciation thing.
Yeah.
Man, come on.
Yeah. Like I said, you go to some of these podunk towns here in this area, you're going to hear about, about 20 of the 22 on here.
Yeah,
just
definitely.
Because people just hear what they want to hear, and that's how they pronounce it.
Yeah, and I think
those are some funny ones. Oh, circus-sized. Oh my God.
That's great. All right, well, I think that's gonna have to do it for this episode. We're rounding 2 hours here, so
holy smokes, this is crazy how we're doing this.
I know.
It is very easy.
It is
to
easy
to hit this 2 hour mark.
And you know what? That's okay. People are just gonna have to deal with it. We'll keep you company while you work, or while you drive, or while you decorate for Christmas, or whatever you want to do, while you have a podcast in your ears. So,
and it's not like you have to listen to it. Yeah, like even my wife said, she's like, I'm not going to be able to listen to all this. It's like, well, I'm not asking you to listen to it all at one time. Do it up in chunks, like Matt does. And Sheila and all them. Do a little bit. Just have a little taste of us here and there, and then you'll start thinking, okay, what are these morons going to say now? And then you go back and listen to another 20 minutes, and there'll be another goofy thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, well, as always, we'll wrap up this uproarious journey through the inexplicably sublime, and we want to leave you with a challenge. Please share your thoughts with us on any of the topics that we have covered today. What is your take on words and phrases that may or may not be used correctly? Do you have a quirky pop culture trend that maybe you'd like us to explore, or perhaps a mind-boggling question for the Curiosity Cabinet? Please connect with us on social media and drop your wittiest ideas. Become part of the Ineffably Sublime community. We are on Facebook, TikTok, Threads, and Instagram, and we are available anywhere that you could find a podcast. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button for a guaranteed dose of laughter and enlightenment. And if you like the show, leave us a review. And we recently, as of yesterday, now have a official Facebook group that you can join. And all of that good stuff.
Yep.
So thanks for another round of the inexplicably bizarre. And we'll be back again. And be on the lookout for the bonus pod that we're going to be calling Mirthful Moments.
Mirthful. Nice.
Mirthful Moments.
Ooh, can't wait.
So until next time, folks. See you then.
See ya.
There you have it. We have been your guides through the wonderfully weird, and we can't wait to dive deeper into these categories in future episodes. Stay tuned for more unpredictable, edgy, and uniquely hilarious content. And remember, it's a strange world out there, but it's all part of the ineffable, the sublime, and the magnificently bizarre. Thanks for listening, and be sure to stay tuned for more.